5 Fairy tales with gruesome origins. A fairy tale is an instance of a folklore genre that takes the form of a short story. Children's story about magical and imaginary beings and lands, and always with a happy ending. Many of the fairy tales we know made us happy when we were child, but looking deeper on their original versions, it will somehow ruin our childhood memories. Here are the 5 fairy tales with gruesome origins. Pied Piper. In the tale of the Pied Piper, we have a village that overrun with rats. A man offers to rid the town of the vermin. The villagers agree to pay a vast sum of money if the piper can do it, and he did. He plays music on his pipe which draws all the rats out of the town. When the villagers won't pay him, he decides to get rid the town of children too. The piper draws the children to a cave out of the town, and when the townfolkers finally pay him up, he sends the children back. In the darker original, the Pied Piper leads the children to a river where they all drown. Little Red Riding Hood. Riding Hood was saved by the woodsman who kills the wicked wolf. This is the version of the tale most of us are familiar with. In the original French version, written by Charles Perrault, the little girl is a well-bred young lady who was given false instructions by the wolf when she asks for the way to her grandmother's. She foolishly takes the wolf's advice and ends up being eaten. And that's how the story ended. Snow White. Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? A question the queen always asks her magic mirror each morning. The queen was pleased every time the magic mirror tells her that she is the fairest, until Snow White is 7 years old and everything has changed. When the queen asks her mirror again and tells her that Snow White is the fairest, she instructs a huntsman to kill Snow White and bring her heart to her because of envy. In the original tale, the queen actually asked for Snow White's lungs and liver, which are to be served for dinner that night. Furthermore, Snow White wakes up from a magical kiss of a prince, but what the prince wanted to do with a dead's body is something I will leave to your imagination. In the Grimm version, the tale ends with the queen forced to dance to death in red-hot iron shoes. Sleeping Beauty. In the version we know, a lovely princess was put to sleep for 100 years when she pricks her finger on a spindle. When a prince finally arrives, she was awakened by the prince's kiss. They fall in love, marry, and live happily ever after. But the original version, written by Italian writer Giambattista Basile, is not as sweet as this. In his version, this is about a comatose princess being repeatedly raped by the king, who comes across her and then gave birth to 2 children, all while still asleep. The princess finally wakes up when one of her children sucks the splinter out of her finger. She finally found out she was raped and has 2 children. Cinderella. Fairy Godmother. Glass Shoes. Pumpkin Coach. Wicked Stepmother and Stepsisters. In the modern Cinderella fairy tale, beautiful Cinderella swept off her feet by the prince, and her wicked stepsisters married 2 lords, everyone living happily ever after. The origins of this tale can be traced back in the 1st century BC, where Strabo's heroine was actually called Rhodope, not Cinderella. The story was very similar to the modern one, except for the glass slippers and pumpkin coach. In Grimm Brothers' version, this is more of a gruesome version. The nasty stepsisters cut off part of their own feet in order to fit them into the golden slipper, which later became glass slipper, hoping to fool the prince. The 2 doves sent by Cinderella's dead mother alerted the prince about the trickery made by the 2 stepsisters. The same 2 doves returned to Cinderella and the prince's wedding, then peck out the sisters' eyes, and ended up being beggars for the rest of their lives.
That's all for now. See you again next time on Fun Facts TV.
If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more amazing facts like this. Thank you.